I don't usually keep jobs for very long. I've had loads and loads in past, and none of them have been as fulfilling as this one. Like, to take a dog that's in an horrendous state, month 1, by month 8, it's put on weight, it looks amazing, it's behaving itself, which they don't usually do when they first come in. They're like really well-rounded, socialised dogs, and to see them make that transformation and then get adopted, and then you still hear from them like years down the line, it's really, really fulfilling, and yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone. The RSPCA Sheffield came about because in 1800s a small group of people noticed that a lot of horses and things around town that were being used to move coal and all sorts of things, they weren't adequately cared for and things. So what they did is they put water troughs around city centre and ensured that the people that had the horses knew how to look after them and sort veterinary attention and things like that when they needed it. They did that for a few years, and it caught the eye of what was the RSPCA in its infancy, and they asked the Sheffield Animal Centre, which it was at the time, whether or not they wanted to sort of collab, which they agreed to. So the one in Sheffield at the moment is a sort of hybrid. It's the RSPCA, but it's also Sheffield Animal Centre because of that reason. The core values and everything else are majority of them are the same. It's just that we prioritise other things as well as keeping up with all the RSPCA stuff. It originally started with a veterinary surgeon that used to sort of go around and pick up dogs and things like that were injured, cats, and they'd take them down to the centre that were in the city centre at the time. So yeah, he sort of kicked it all off, and from that point on we started rehoming animals, and gradually it became bigger and bigger. We used to have a centre down on Spring Street which got knocked down in 2006, 2005, 2006, and that's when our big flash new centre were built. The aim of the charity is to improve animal welfare just generally across the board. So a lot of people when they think of RSPCA think about people driving around in the vans and snatching their animals off people, and that genuinely isn't the case. I'd say 98% of the work that the RSPCA do is preventative. So say if you called your neighbour and said that you'd got a concern over this, that or the other, we'd go round and we'd judge it accordingly. Now, it's not to say that we don't take animals out of bad situations, we do that, but sometimes prevention and education works far better than taking an animal out of situ and upsetting it by bringing it into kennels or cattery life. So yeah, a vast majority of the work that we do is more social rather than animals. So you sort of have to explain to the people what it is that they're doing, where they're going wrong, this, that and the other, and we support them accordingly. To do this job, you can't just be an animal person, you have got to have quite a bit of compassion for people and things. So the aim of the charity, from my viewpoint, is to serve the community. And it's to help in all avenues, because we literally do see everything. So generally, over a year, we're looking at around 100 to 200 dogs per year that come into a centre and get rehomed. Now, they come in for a variety of different reasons. Sometimes it is genuine neglect or cruelty of an animal, where we're actually prosecuting their former owner or their existing owner for neglect or cruelty. Well, the sort of really bad jobs and things like that we get in where a dog has been cruelly treated or neglected, it's quite rare. You're looking 2 or 3 every 6 months, things like that. The majority is people either struggling to cope because of mental health and things like that. The dog that you'll be meeting today is a dog called Tessa. Now, she was signed over from her former owner. That just basically means that they brought her into kennels for rehoming. Now, having said that, one thing I should say is that if people are struggling to feed their dogs and it's only going to be a short-term thing, something that we do at our centre is we have vast amounts of donated food from Amazon. It's sort of stuff that they can't use, and you can sort of come into our centre and use it as a food bank if it's a case that, you know, you're struggling to feed your animals. So there's that sort of preventative thing as well. But yeah, Tessa came in because they'd had a change in circumstances, and it meant that they could no longer care for her. Now, she's an older dog, but she's absolutely lovely. She's a real people's dog. She's sort of a Staffy cross collie, and Staffies generally are really sort of friendly towards people and things like that. She's really playful for her age. She still gets about. The only thing that she doesn't like is being left. But again, that goes back to her being so sort of fond of people and things. But other than that, she's an absolute cracking dog, and we're just struggling to rehome her at the minute because she's a bit older, and harping back to like veterinary costs and things like that, it is quite a big financial responsibility to take on. But someone will come forward and she'll make him a fantastic dog.